G'day folks. Well, we are doing something a little bit different in our video today. We have teamed up with Chris from Batesy Smoke and Grill. Mate, thank you so much for having us out here at your place.
Thanks, Reuben, and thanks for coming out.
Oh, mate, I'm super excited because we are putting together tray canopy packages. Okay, we're doing the conversion packages, and what we are going to be doing with that is giving away a Traeger grill. Now, how smick are these things? They're smoking in the background. You're going to actually show the folks at home, okay, whether you are a super duper griller or smoker or whatever you do in your pastime, or you are new to this, and I'm not real good at it myself, I try, but we're going to get some tips and tricks off Batesy, who does it for a bloody living. And look at this, we've got a mad looking brisket in front of us, so he's going to help us prep that one, and we're going to be doing what else today?
Mate, we're going to do some southern fried chicken lollipop legs without a deep fryer. So we're going to smoke them up in the grill.
Yep.
We're going to do some teriyaki pork bites.
Yep.
And we're going to have a bit of a feast after this.
Oh, I am super excited because, you know, having a go at home is all cool, but having a professional teach you how to do it, that is bloody next level. So there's going to be a few videos of this. We're going to be teaming up with Batesy a fair bit to show you guys at home how it's all done and get you super excited to get your Traeger grill when you get your DMW package. Anyway, I'm going to pass it right over to Chris, and he's going to show us what to do next.
Rightio, thanks Reuben. So first we're going to start off with our brisket. We'll get it going. Now, the good thing about these briskets is, well, they're probably from our property. So we actually background Angus cattle.
Yep.
And Angus is all I use in these Traegers. Some people might think I'm mad, but you know what? The consistency, the quality, it's a bit like DMW, right? It's consistency of quality, and for us, that's all that matters. Like, I want, doesn't matter we're eating it today, tomorrow, next month, next year.
Yep.
I want you to walk away just, you know, satisfied with your purchase, a bit like any DMW product. So,
how cool is that? Paddock to plate.
Paddock to plate, yeah. We'll have a bit of a look later. We've got a few out the back here that are ready to go to the meatworks, and we'll get some back here on the table and smoke away. But
so before we get actually cracking, I thought we'd better bloody show some people at home. Okay, so you've got a few of these rubs and whatever else. So we've got Batesy's rib snorter. What's that going on?
So that goes on our smash brisket patties. We can put some on brisket. It goes good on steak at home too. It's got a bit of garlic butter in there, and some salt, pepper, and a secret ingredient that I like that'll keep you up all night, bit of the old coffee.
How about that? Coffee.
Coffee.
And then we've got the brisket brew. Now this one looks pretty damn nice. Looks like it's got a bit of pepper in there and all the rest of the stuff. What's actually in that one?
Well, it's got only 4 ingredients. So we've got garlic, we've got salt, we've got pepper, and again, we've got coffee. Why? Because I hate sleeping.
Right, I better let you slip into trimming all that up.
So what we do now, some people like to trim their brisket, all the fat, and for me, Reuben, I find that to be not just a waste of time, but also a waste of good money. Now, we're paying good money for these briskets, and for me, when I grew up, I was taught fat is flavour. And have a look at that, right? Have a look at that. It's not too fat. There's not, there's not a huge amount of fat on there. I'm not going to touch it. I really not. I'm going to cut it in half. So I separate the point from the flat.
Okay.
Right? And that's because we get our different cooking times. Because also, I go a little bit rogue on the industry, and I don't use probes. Oh my God, no probes.
No probes?
Well, mate, when you're cooking about 30...
You're a little bit touchy-feely.
I am. I love it. Soft. We go through quite a bit of this in a day when we're doing our briskets. So just pour it on, and this is the dirty part.
So that was awesome to see what Chris does with the actual brisket, and we just had a bit of a chat there off camera, and Andrew actually asked, you know, you put the binder on there and you've actually put some of your brisket brew on there, but it wasn't absolutely caked on there. And your stuff tastes absolutely amazing. And you see some of these other videos that are out there and they just absolutely plaster it on.
Yep.
And you think, oh, that's the way to do it. But actually eating your food, it's absolutely amazing. And you're not overpowering it with the rub. You're actually letting the rub and the meat and the fat all flavour it at once.
Yeah, well, I think, Reuben, for us, we do use that black Angus beef. You know, and it's, you know, the meat's where the money's at, right? And you're paying for the meat. You want to be able to taste that meat. And for us, for me personally, like, and I'm not saying I'm right, I'm not saying I'm wrong, but for me personally, and what I give to our consumers, is that an experience of that, you know, like, it's just something I enjoy eating. And obviously, you know, we're sort of pretty much hit 2.5 tonne of brisket this year. And I mean, we're just
2.5 tonne now, that's impressive.
It is, and it's a lot of time. So to get that right every time, I want, you know, the consumer to enjoy what they're eating and just be able to, you know, say...
But from your point of view, actually feeding the consumer and people keep on coming back for more and more and more and you're getting busier and busier and busier, there's got to be something that's going for what you've just done. And I think it's absolutely brilliant. And look, it's just another take for what, you know, you do at home. And you do, maybe if you watch this and you're in a professional sort of situation, you know, maybe you do similar. Please comment on the video and let us know what you guys actually do. But moving on from that, Batesy, what do we got up next, mate? We've got to clean that up. And
we're going to clean this up and then we'll, I don't know, will we put the teriyaki pork bites in or the southern fried lollipop legs?
I reckon we just get into both of them.
Sounds good. Sounds good. So yeah, we'll... So we've got some pork belly diced up. Now, there is one thing with pork belly and Traegers, right?
Okay,
so we go through quite a fair bit of pork belly as well. It is our second biggest seller. In a Traeger grill, if I can give any information, vital information, get the pork belly with the rind removed. Now, don't get me wrong, who doesn't love that crackle, you know, when you're biting? Unfortunately, in the Traeger, right, we're not really going to get, and this is the only negative, if you can call it that, we're not going to get that crackle without causing a fire or just ruining our meal in the Traeger. So I've taken that out of the equation. I get it with the rind removed. Your butcher will do it for you. You might have to pay a bit for it, but if you buy a whole pork belly or whatever at a time, like, and continually do it, they start to look after you with that stuff. And they can buy it in too, like that already. So there's options there. But for us, there's no rind, but I tell you what, there's plenty of bloody flavour, and you know what? That's what matters, right?
Absolutely. And I tell you, first-hand experience, eating those pork belly bites, they are absolutely divine. Well, let's get that cleaned up. And let's get showing the folks there what we're doing.
Next up, let's go.
Well, Batesy, you've got these, what are they called, lollipop legs?
Yeah, chicken lollipop legs.
Chicken lollipop legs. Now, we prepared these a little bit earlier. They look absolutely unreal. Tell the folks what you've done to, what you've coated them in and what we're going to do next.
Okay, so these are coated in a mango seasoning, and there's a whole lot of flavour in there, right? They're fantastic. So what we do is, we get the chicken lollipop leg first up and we coat it in that seasoning, and what we allow to do, so because we're using a dry rub, Reuben, we allow the chicken moisture, we allow that to get that rub fairly wet. Why we do that? Because we're going to coat them in southern fried chicken powder, right?
Oh, right.
And that then sticks to the leg, right? Because that's what we want. So
that's all covered in your mango, like marinade type thing.
Yeah.
And then they go into this container here.
Well, we're going to put that powder into here because then we're not cross-contaminating. We can only...
Oh, true, because there's all the wet stuff in there. There you go. I don't know.
Yeah, no, you know what? That's part of the learning, I guess. But what I can tell you is, so we've not long sort of introduced these to the Batesy's menu, and we were at a day there, and there was a bloke from America, and he wanted the southern fried legs. And he come back to me and he's like, mate, how much do you deep fry them for? And I told him we don't, we cook them. And we had some in the grill, and he couldn't believe that you could do that. He thought being southern fried, it had to be deep fried, right?
There you go.
And we cooked them and he was blown away. So,
Well, I cannot wait to try these a bit later on. So what do you want me to do here?
rightio. Well, do you want to chuck a bit of the southern fried mix on? And I'll mix it up in here, because what we want to do, right, is we want to coat your chicken, but we don't want to go silly with how much we're using, right? It's and you don't have to. Like, you chuck some on, give it a bit of a mix up. We want that powder to sort of stand out, and then when we put it in the grill later on, that's where the magic happens.
Well, now we've done the chicken lollipops, they're in the smoker. We're on to the pork belly bites. Now, you've been marinating these overnight. What did you marinate these in?
So, Reuben, we've got these in a pork rub that we get, and so what we do, we cut them up, we cryovac them, and that allows them to, we can, if we're not going to use them all in one day, because we buy so much of it,
Yep.
right, we freeze it, and we use what we need to use on the day.
Yep.
Right, but this here just allows that pork belly to soak a bit of that rub into it, and just add a bit more flavour to it, and then when we go to use it, the enjoyment
Sensational.
starts.
So what would the people at home do who've just got their grill, they want to do this?
Yep.
Do they go to the butcher and get it all chopped up into cubes like that, or you get it as one piece and do you chop all this up yourself?
Yeah, look, it's a cost, right?
Yeah.
Someone's got to pay for it. So if you don't have a good knife, a sharp knife and that, then yeah, maybe...
Well, you get I personally with the butcher to chop it all up for me.
Yeah, and that's fine, because they're going to do it for you nice and even, and that's what you want. So when you're cooking it, when you're in the grill with it, that it's got that nice even size about it, which means it's got a nice even cook time, right? Because you don't want a little small piece and then a big square piece. It's so much more longer.
So if you don't have a cryovac machine at home, how would you suggest people would marinate that overnight or over a couple of days?
Oh, look, you can, just a plastic container, like a Tupperware container, cover it with foil. Look, I had to start somewhere with this, and that's what I've done. And obviously when things get bigger and that, then you've got to do what you need to do to make it work for you.
Yep.
So we went to the cryovac machine. But we're doing 6 cartons of pork belly at a time, right? We're not doing one, to feed, just a group of mates. We're obviously providing that service, so we want to make sure we got plenty on stock all the time. So that's what we do, and it just, I dice it up here. We dice it up at home here. It's
With what, this one?
well, generally we use the cleaver.
You use the cleaver?
Use the cleaver. Yeah, that's more, we use that one to slice the brisket with.
You slice that up afterwards?
Yeah, when it's
All
cooked. But, so that's not too much to it. And it is an easy item to prepare for. And you can do this, like, if you got mates coming around for dinner and you don't want to marinate or you forget to marinate, it doesn't matter. It still works, right?
So you just put your rub on it.
So
what are we going to do now? We're going to open the plastic?
We're going to open the plastic and we're just going to go and put it straight in the grill. So you probably didn't see that, but if you want to know if it's tender, look at that. That hasn't even touched Reuben's lips yet, and yet we're off the bone. That's what we want. That's the money. Once we've dipped it in the sauce, we're going to put them in the tray. We'll put them back in that grill, because we want that sauce to be nice and warm too, and that'll just. So
you actually cook them like that, standing up.
Standing up.
Sauce.
Yep.
So how long, Batesy, do we leave that for now?
40 minutes to an hour, roughly, if that.
That is going to take it to the next level. Like that there, absolutely amazing. That's the chicken that fell off the bone before. They got stuck. I pulled it through. This come off.
Just come off.
Just Oh, I'm looking forward to 40 minutes time, I can tell you.
I tell you what, it's the best little surprise. One of the best surprises we've come up with, right? That there was no recipe. It was just off the cuff. A couple of things were in front of us on the day, and I just wondered, how would it go together?
I tell you, that is just bloody divine. Oh, it looks deep fried. It doesn't have all the gunk and muck from a deep fryer.
No.
Done on the grill.
Done on the grill.
Guys, that is sensational. Liven up the taste buds.
Here we go.
They look delicious.
That sauce has soaked into there just nicely. It's got a bit more crisp on the top of the leg.
I'm salivating.
It's yeah. That is just happiness on a stick. That'll
so delicious.
You might be sitting there wondering why I'm not using the brown paper. Reuben, I don't know what you've done with brisket in the past, if you cooked it or not. There's a reason. So back at the start, you'll remember I said I don't trim any fat off, right?
Yep.
And you can see now that some of that fat's starting to render on the outside and it's starting to glisten on the outside. Looking really good, right? Why I put it in the tray for, and this is my reason, right? It's my preference, and it's what I do. That fat will render down into the tray.
Yep.
And that meat is also cooking in that fat.
So it'll sort of keep the moisture there instead of like people, they wrap it, or they spritz it while it's sort of going along.
Yep.
Then they wrap it, then they put it in the thing, you know, whatever, until it gets to a certain temp. So do you cover that at all with foil?
Yep, we're going to cover that with foil. So I guess it can be said that we're boating it, and that's fine.
Boating it?
Boating it.
Is that what it's called, is it?
That's what it's called. A bit of a wrap. So that the heat, it's going to penetrate into the tray with your meat. It's going to sort of steam up in there a bit. It's going to help cook it. It's going to help render down that muscle, that marble in that beautiful Angus brisket. And also though, that, as I said, that fat's going to render down in that tray, and we're going to let it rest in there at the finish because it sort of starts to reabsorb a bit of that fat and the moisture. And you might, those that know how to cook brisket and that, they might go, well, that's not how it's done. And look, you might be right, I might be wrong, but what I know is that the consumer, our consumer that comes to this, at all our pop-ups, at all our events, they absolutely love it.
Well, I can tell you firsthand, it is bloody delicious.
Well, thank you. And it's, you know, we just love doing it. I love creating something that someone enjoys eating.
Well, you put this on burgers, you know, put this on the, what do you call them, the chips? The loaded fries.
Yeah.
You know, so there's all that sort of stuff.
All we want to do is we want to just trap that heat in there, render that fat.
Yep.
That's it. We don't want to complicate it.
All right, and then we just
back in the grill, the trusty Traeger.
So Batesy, we've just got them out of the smoker. Right, what's it been sitting at, 120?
120, 125 for about 3 hours.
Okay.
Yeah, Reuben, yeah.
And what are we doing? What's that, teriyaki?
This is Batesy's teriyaki sauce, so...
And that's your own style?
That's what we make. So that barbecue sauce that we used before, this, we do a white barbecue sauce, we do bacon jam.
Wow.
Yeah, quite a few different things, and we make it all here in our kitchen.
Yeah.
And because I enjoy it. I want...
But you're chasing a certain flavour, and unless you've tried Batesy's food, you don't understand how delicious it really is and how flavoursome, It really is. So I'm really keen. So do we need another tray or something to toss them in, or what do we do?
No. We'll just do it all in there, because what we want to do, we want to put the teriyaki on there. We want to mix it around to coat it all.
Yeah.
Then we're going to chuck it back in that grill, and it's going to just a little bit of caramelisation on top of your pork bites there.
Yep.
And I tell you what, it may give the lollipop legs a run for their money.
Well, it's going to be a hard one to pass, I can tell you, but I do know how delicious these are. But I am a bit of a chicken fan. Look, let's get cracking. Let's put them in. Show me how you do it.
So a nice even couple of scoops. Right?
Couple of scoops?
Couple of scoops.
Well, what else is in there? Is that the...
That's the...
Is there bacon in there?
No. There's not bacon. That's just... So...
Well, that's your secret herbs and spices.
Yeah, you get so much. You don't get it all, right? You know, I can't have a bloody Reuben Smoke and Grill opening up down the road. So
well, I don't think that's going to be happening anytime soon, mate.
Mate, I love just doing this because it gives you an idea. Like, look at that. She's just...
That's just pulling apart
already.
And what do we put it back in for? How many more hours?
Well, we're going to probably go another hour.
Yep.
And that's going to allow that sauce to just really...
That is just looking amazing.
Take to it.
So what do we do now? We actually cover those with foil.
Yeah,
I thought we put them back in on the thing and let them all... But you actually cook them covered.
Well, you want to cook them covered. And again, so that pork is, you know, there's obviously been pork belly. There's quite a bit of fat in there as well. And as soft and spongy as it is now, we want it to be that little bit better, right?
Wow.
So we're going to cover it with foil, and that's going to, again, act like a boat. And it's going to help render down that fat just that little bit more. And I tell you what, when you put it in the old bloody rib tickler later, it's just going to be absolutely mouth-watering soft.
Let's see if we can actually get this first go this time. Oh, look at that.
Look at that, eh? Breakfast of champions. Now, that will go back into the grill.
A few minutes later.
And that's, I guess, that's the advantage. Without that rind on there, Reuben, right, that softness, it just comes through and, you know, it just makes it so much more easy to eat. So as much as, you know, people would really enjoy it with that crackly rind, I think we've proven today we don't need it.
No, that to just stick in your mouth, like the flavours just pop, it melts. It's just absolutely divine. And like I said, folks, go find where Batesy's working, go find a show, go find somewhere, keep an eye on his Instagram and Facebook pages so you actually can go and try some for yourself, because I tell you what, you are missing out not getting this stuff in your gob. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed these videos we've put together. I tell you what, Batesy's been an absolute gentleman, taking us through here, letting us out of his farm, you know, took us down to see his cattle, took us down to the creek. Absolute pleasure, mate. Thank you so much.
Mate, Reuben, thank you. It's been a pleasure working with you today, and I'm looking forward to where this goes.
Absolutely. You'll have to stay tuned for the next lot of videos.
A few hours later.
Right, good morning, everyone. Welcome back. Here we are. We've got the brisket ready to come out. It did finish at about 1 o'clock this morning. We shut it down. Not too bad, but we're here for the opening because Reuben has bailed on us. Didn't stick around as we knew because he's busy, man. But here we are, our brisket. Look at this, looking good, looking good. Rightio, give us a second, we'll get that out and we'll slice some up and see what the yum yum's all about. Rightio, look at this, guys. We got the brisket out on the bench, ready to slice and dice. Look at that beautiful rendered out brisket fat and that lovely Angus marble. Rightio, now for the piece de resistance. So here we go, guys and girls. Look at that. slice that through there. Look at this. Okay, look at this, guys. Look at that hang time. That brisket, absolutely beautiful. Yeah, we do have that layer of fat there, but I'll tell you what, that is going to be absolutely delicious on this, and absolutely beautiful. Just have a look. That is as juicy as you would like. Thanks, guys. Much appreciated. Look forward to sharing some more with you. Cheers. Bye.